My favorite stereotypes about introverts and extroverts is that extroverts are seen as this obnoxious, loudmouth interruption of conversation type person, while introverts are seen as this awkward, shy little person who's in the corner and everything else. Um, Now, my central idea is this: introverts and extroverts have different brain functions, which makes conversing and everyday in life, just in general, very different for both, okay? Next, main points. Introverts are sensitive, observational, and they think about the future, while extroverts respond quickly and are friendlier, and um, they tend to be talented socializers. Introverts can get overstimulated by conversing with people, while extroverts are completely opposite. They tend to gain energy while being around people, and they thrive in that situation. Introverts and extroverts are complete opposites, okay? Introverts see extroverts as speaking before thinking, using too many words to express themselves, being poor listeners, and appearing self-centered, which probably sounds really annoying and rude. Extroverts see introverts as slow to respond, which is very true, unemotional, dismissive of their own achievements. You need to understand that introverts and extroverts, introverts usually respond slower because they tend to think things through carefully, while extroverts don't let any mistake in the way of them succeeding, which is why playing chess with my brothers is really fun, because I'm the introvert and my brothers are all extroverts, and when they make a mistake, they actually do speed up, and I usually tend to slow down when I make a mistake, which gives me the upper hand in that game, which is usually why I tend to win. Understand that introverts are geared to inspect while extroverts are geared to respond. You need to know this part because most of the time introverts or extroverts respond while introverts like just inspect and they observe and everything else. Introverts are inclined to observe their surroundings and other people. They seem to watch the steps that the future holds and everything else. Highly sensitive individuals. They have a calming effect on people, and they have a stronger knowledge on more subjects, which probably gives them the reason why they're like smart, brilliant nerds, just because they're super smart. Extroverts, they're smooth conversationalists, they're talented socializers, they're super, super outgoing, and they gain friends easily, which is such a desirable trait in my opinion. Um, Brain differences, like I mentioned earlier, my central point is extroverts use both the right and left hemisphere of their brains, while introverts use only the right hemisphere, okay, which I find fascinating. Which means extroverts put more effort into one-man task job than introverts do. While they have more involvement before the task is even started, introverts better at working at antisocial job, thriving getting work done, gets overstimulated around people yet. This means that my brothers actually put in more effort and time into jobs and tasks than I do, which is very fascinating because I'm usually dedicated. Introverts and extroverts. This is the largest difference between the two. Introverts need to be alone to charge your batteries, while extroverts need to be around people and conversing with them to gain their energy. This is super important because it's very true. This is what separates introverts from extroverts. My key terms I'm using are stage hoggers. Extroverts need to be careful not to become stage hoggers. Considering they love to converse with people, they could become stage hoggers. Introverts, politeness. They need to use politeness. They tend to get tired more easily around people, and so they may not be as polite in their language, and this is when they need to be patient and kind. My conclusion is that introverts and extroverts' brains work differently and function differently. This makes conversing and working immensely different for both of them. Hence, they may not always find each other appealing to talk to. Super important. Introverts and extroverts are sensitive, observational, and prone to thinking ahead, while extroverts are not like this at all. They are quicker to respond and tend to be smooth conversationalists. Extroverts gain energy while being alone and kind of being in the room, while extroverts need to be talking to people and everything else, which is why my brothers love to be hanging out with their friends. Well, I love being alone in my room and kind of just thinking about things. They love being out with their friends. Extroverts are friendly conversationalists, obtaining energy while conversing, while introverts are completely opposite of that. They are time-consuming thought process machines who need to be alone to gain their energy, which is very fascinating. People should treat each other with respect. If someone is tired and wants to be alone, don't tell them to stop or tell them that they're being antisocial. Maybe they're just introverts who need to gain energy while being alone. While if someone is trying to converse with everybody else, that person may not be trying to be an attention hog, or they're not trying to be a people pleaser. They just maybe perhaps an extrovert who needs to converse with somebody to gain their energy. My credit is Quiet by Susan Cain. And my next credit would be The Genius of Opposites: How Introverts and Extroverts Achieve Extraordinary Results Together by Jennifer Cain Waller B. Thank you for listening.